Come one, come all. You know the deal. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. And the Cubs, they knew the deal tonight as well. To be able to swing the bats with ducks on the pond, that is always big when it comes to victories. And the Cubs, they were 3 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position. Dansby Swanson, he got everything going in the bottom of the 5th frame. And then we saw Kyle Tucker starching one to the tune of a triple, and Seiya Suzuki on a full count, 7th full count home run of his career, the 2nd of 2025, and Pete will whisper some sweet nothings into his ear. Maybe we'll find out just exactly what they were saying in just a little bit, but until then, you know what time it is. This is Cubs Postgame Live, as we told you off the top of the program, presented by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. I'm Cole Wright. That's Elise Menaker. That's Cliff Floyd. And the Cubs, they had 8 hits today to the Marlins 7, and they're now 20-1 when they out-hit the opposition. At least that's a winning combination.
Yeah, all it's ever really taken for this offense is for that one big hit, something to come through, something to break if they're not scoring early. Because typically we are used to seeing this offense, they can get off to a good start and just keep it rolling. Today it was just one of those where Dansby helping the team out. He's in that hot stretch, right? He has that stretch where he goes down and now he's going back up. And so he's leading this team and they needed it.
Yeah, Dansby was the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to the Cubs scoring efforts. And you see that the ball is slowing down, and just the game in general, Cliff, it's really in slow motion for Dansby.
Well, was it in Pittsburgh that he was saying some things about, he just figured it out? It was like that aha moment. And when you get it, you just hope you can bottle it up. You hope you can keep it going. I mean, Tuck, the lefty got him going tonight, I think, just keeping that front shoulder in. And then Seiya got in a favorable count. Took a 2-1 pitch for a strike, and I'm just sitting there going, no, Seiya, you got to swing the bat, right? You got to swing the bat. And then he bridges them 3-2. So it's just one of those nights where they missed some pitches from Control early. Control, right? Early, and then they got into that part of the game where it's like, okay, enough. Like we've let these guys hang around long enough, and it's time to put them away.
Yeah. It could be Dansby Swanson. He's been drinking an energy drink that apparently gives him wings, and that's why we saw him fly 2 for 4 tonight, a run scored and 2 RBI. Part of the reason why he's catching up with Taylor McGregor.
Dansby, you remained red hot. Can you describe what you felt at the plate before meeting with Logan to where you are right now?
Just confident in a good direction. I feel like I was able to get a lot of my pregame work kind of put together for me of what I was trying to do, and really just got a lot of conviction in what I'm doing, and that helps.
So on the home run, the thing that stood out to me was your celebration with Jonathan Moda at the end of the dugout. What was going on there?
I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with an explanation for it because I really don't have one at the moment.
Colin Ray, what has he meant to this group?
He's been huge for us. I mean, obviously with Steely going down pretty early, and then showed him most recently, just a guy that's a true pro, can execute pitches, can obviously execute a game plan, and it's been really good for us. He's been eating a lot of innings, but not just eating innings, but really throwing the ball well at the same time. So really glad that we went out and got him, and happy to have him.
Thanks, Dansby. Cole?
Dansby, T-Mac, good stuff. Eating innings. Dansby Swanson, he's been eating fastballs as of late since he's been able to tap into that fountain of Red Bull. You see the last 13 games, 422. That's just through the roof. That's not the OPS. That's the batting average. The on-base percentage of 480. The home runs, 5 and 7 extra base knocks. He's really filling things up when it comes to that stat line, and that's since being moved down in the lineup. The game just starting to come around. He's been able to turn that corner, and he has a 13-game on-base streak, and he has 9 home runs, tied with Francisco Lindor for the most in baseball as a shortstop. What's been the secret for Dansby Swanson, at least from your viewpoint, Elise?
Well, now that this is happening, I just go back to what Craig Counsell was saying when we were talking about him, like, hey, Dansby's not hitting that well. What's the explanation? What are you seeing? And Counsell would say, this is who Dansby is. He's going to have stretches where he's not going to hit that well, and he's going to have stretches where he's the best hitter on our team. He's in that stretch right now. And so he said that he's just a streaky hitter. Jed Hoyer was saying the same thing. And so you want this more often, but you'll take it right now because what's happening is, like, when other guys are down, Dansby right now is up. And that's exactly what they were saying. At the time when Dansby was down, you didn't necessarily need him. Now when you need him, he's back up as other guys are going the other. So this is part of this offense that's unpredictable and what makes them so good. Because on any given night, you don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, 9 home runs, Mookie Betts with 6, Ellie De La Cruz with 6. If you entered the season and said Dansby Swanson would be in that catbird seat, Cliff, I think there would be a lot of naysayers and doubters, wouldn't you?
Why, though? I mean, he had to get healthy this offseason.
Sure.
Right? That was first and foremost. The biggest thing that he said in that presser right there was conviction. So I take conviction. I say, okay, the conviction part is when you actually believe the work you're putting in is now going to be able to transition to game time. That's conviction. Because you sometimes are working in that cage and you just can't figure it out, and it's not coming. You're like, I'm never getting a hit again, right? And then his conviction part is like, wait a minute. I could actually get on deck and not have 15 million things going on in my head, and I can actually go up there and actually play the game that I know how to play. So he's gotten to that point. When Taylor's asking him questions, he's breaking them down in his head. Like, he's breaking them down like he knows exactly where he wants to get to as far as the game. The game is beating you up consistently. Mm-hmm. It's tearing you apart. We saw the numbers before, right? That was not him. But nobody remembers that when you get on this type of tear. That's the beauty of this sport.
Does it make it that much easier for you to be confident in the batter's box when you're going well? Because everyone can say, yeah, you can maintain that confidence even when you're in a slump, but that's easier said than done, isn't it?
It's 162 games.
Yeah.
4 times a day. Every day it seems like I used to look outside and go, will you please rain so we can cancel this thing? I don't want to play today. So that's how bad it is. So you're trying to get this feels so good to where the confidence and everything that you're about, it just goes into that nutshell of like, now listen, I don't have to do none of that other stuff.
Sure.
I can just go work on this. I have maybe 10 swings in the cage. That's my pregame, and I go out there and play. Before it was 100. Before my hands were bleeding, and it's just this celebration right here.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what it is, but keep doing it. There's no explanation.
You know what it is?
I don't know.
There is an explanation for this. What are they doing? They're in the dugout. They're having fun. And at the end of the day, this is a child's game, even though these gentlemen are compensated like kings. Isn't it that much easier to go out there when you're having fun, Elise, and you're playing like there's no coaches? You're on the sand lot and you're playing with your buddies?
Yeah, that's always the best when it's just you and your teammates and you're out battling it out, and then you can enjoy the good moments and you're going through the hard moments together. And so that's, I think, like he was the one who put the picture in PCA's locker. Right? When he made the almost...
He thought it was fun. PCA probably didn't think it was as much
He
fun.
went along with it. He thought it was funny.
He
Yeah, he was a good sport about it. So I feel like that's where you see, like, leadership can come into play, too. When you see one of the best guys on the team doing that, then you feel the freedom, like, and I don't think these guys need to see, like, Dansby doing it to feel that they can, but I think that's one of the things we're seeing coming out this season. It's just the personalities, the individuality, and just playing loose.
Elise, real quick, you sit over there by the dugout a lot. He never throws his helmet. He never throws
when you were talking, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You know what I mean? Like, you've never seen, I would have lost my mind. Like, that. I'm trying to stay composed. You're trying your best, but at some point when you ground to those plays, and he hit into some bad, situation. I mean, he was in, like, every big situation in the first month. It was like, man, here he comes. Is the moment he breaks out. It didn't happen.
Yeah. And
so you watch him, right? You watch him all the way through the line. You watch him go on the field. You watch him in the dugout. And you get right there close to him. We're sitting over here. But from what we see on our network is you just never see him lose his cool.
In Pittsburgh, I said that to him when he started to, the hitting starting to come. And I was like, you're always so good about, like, it can be really frustrating. You don't seem to get that frustrated. And he said you can win and contribute to this game in so many ways. So we like to look at hitting, we like to talk about hitting, but the defense, the base running, like he just values everything that he can do, and that's where his defense comes into play too, where he knows what he can bring defensively. So while I'm trying to figure it out offensively, I'm going to make sure, and that's what a pro does, that my defense doesn't suffer, my base running doesn't suffer, that I can still help this team win whenever possible, because all I said at the end of the day, I just want to win.
Hardest thing to do.
Do you remember those loci bracelets? They look like a whole bunch of series of beads wrapped around the plastic ones. Well, they're making sure that you don't get too high, you don't get too low. There's supposed to be melted snow from the Himalayas in one bead. On the opposite side, mud from the Dead Sea. So don't get too high, don't get too low. A constant reminder, Dansby Swanson, like a modern-day loci bracelet. And Glass Cow says, I hope this heater Dansby is on lasts for eternity. No doubt about it. They're having fun, and it's a whole lot easier to have fun when you see your starter go out there and go 6 2/3, 98 pitches, 57 strikes. So here's Craig Counsell on Colin Ray's evening of work.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we've talked about when you lose, a couple of your best starters for a while, length is something that you maybe lose. So a night like tonight, resets your bullpen a little bit, and got a really good effort, and getting into the 7th inning, getting a bunch of outs in the 7th inning is a big deal. And he pitched really well, pitched kind of how he's pitched all year. Threw a lot of strikes, made him put the ball in play. Got some good results.
It seems like those out there, it's just like a guy with a lunch bucket going to work, right? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't feel flashy and it doesn't feel overpowering, but it's good. And he knows what he's doing. He's good at his craft, right? He's a pitcher. And that's he knows how to navigate an inning, navigate different types of hitters, and how his stuff plays against everybody. And he's very self-aware in what he's good at.
What do you think of the job, Daniel and Drew did?
Yeah, I mean, I think Daniel's in a really good place right now. He's taking a big step forward for us, and an important guy taking a big step forward. And he's been in some big spots. He was in a huge spot on Saturday in New York, and getting 4 big outs tonight. And Drew's, since we've got Drew, he's just been pounding the zone, and that's probably what you like the best. It's just a lot of strikes, and the fastball's got something a little different on it. And he did a nice job tonight.
You talked about when Dansby gets hot, he can carry an offense, and for him, another big homer tonight. Do you see a different confidence when he's on these hot stretches?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's he's just the at-bats were all really good tonight. Really good at-bats all night. And he's seeing it well. He's swinging at the right pitches. He's hitting the mistakes really hard. So just got to keep it going.
Craig tipping his cap, giving a shout out to the gang. Nothing better than a little cold, right? My main girl, Elise Menaker, and Cliff Floyd on Watch Marquee. A little post-game breakdown after a Cubs dub. Drew
Thanks
Denker.
for watching.
Much love to Drew Denker.
Appreciate it.
Had no clue
Drew?
that you were a fan of Cliff Floyd like that. Most people usually
What?
are not. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Either way, a quality win. Just.